Aloha guys, and welcome back to our channel. And if you're new, welcome to our channel. I'm Leola.
I'm Naya.
And we were parents to 3 babies by 19 years old. And so today we're going to be filming a juicy Q&A. I went over to Instagram and I asked you guys to ask me your juiciest questions, whatever that means to you. And so today we're going to answer them. What was the hardest part about being a teen parent, and what was the best part about it?
So I would say the best part about it is just getting to experience like the innocence and the pure joy of your children, and getting to grow and experience life with them and share your life experience with them.
I totally agree. Just like being a teen parent and how hard that is, and like going through that, working through it, and coming out on the other side like prosperous and successful, and like having great kids, and just like we've come such a long way and everything's like working out well, and it just feels really rewarding when you work hard and you make something happen and it works out.
What was like the worst thing about it is, I would just say, just the lack of experience overall, like going from having no responsibilities other than just going to, school, to having the biggest responsibility that you could, in my opinion, that you can have in your walk of life as a person, is like to have kids is like a huge responsibility.
Yeah, the hardest part is definitely just like not having like your stuff fully together to have a kid at that age. I mean, as a teen, it's like you're really not prepared, but then it's so rewarding when you do it and you do it well.
Yeah.
Next one is, what is a moment that you've had in life that moved you the most emotionally?
I would definitely have to say when the boys were born at Kapiolani Hospital.
Yeah, so the boys were born by emergency C-section at 27 weeks. They were a pound each, and basically there was this moment after I had the emergency C-section where the doctors kind of brought us into this room and they told us of all the things that were going to be wrong with our kids.
Like a week after.
There was this meeting that we had with these NICU doctors where they were...
Co.
Yeah, we can't say her name, right?
Why not? Co who? Like, no one knows. Like, Dr.
Okay,
Co.
so this lady was so scary, and she basically told us everything that would go wrong with our kids, that they might be brain dead, that they aren't going to be able to run.
She just wanted to prepare us
for the
worst possible situation. But like, I feel like when you do that, you're like putting it, like, just by speaking those words, you're kind of like,
it's like they have to let you know.
You're like putting like something on those kids that like not necessarily is
you
true.
Didn't have to. Yeah, like she told us they won't be able to run.
Yeah,
like she said, it was
not
factual.
Like, why? Yeah, like exactly. She was trying to present factual information.
That wasn't factual.
That was good, to like make us think like our children weren't going to be able to, climb mountains or go diving in the ocean, or going on long runs. So, she was just like really negative, and
like, so after this we were just like all so devastated and like sad, and we just kind of all came together and prayed like I've never prayed before for anything. Like, I've never like needed to lean on God so much than during that time in my entire life. So that definitely moved me the most emotionally, was just like praying for the health of those boys.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, the big one, of course, this is the biggest one, Naya. Do you want more kids? So this is like, Uday yawns. He just like doesn't know what to say.
I'm like so full though, because I just ate a fat burger.
But
that's why I'm yawning.
Do you want more kids? Basically, I really do want one more. I would love another girl. Obviously, a healthy baby is all you want, but I would love another girl. For Everly, and I just would love to have Kekai Koda and Everly and her baby sister. I just could see that for us, but I don't know if that's like, I don't know when that is. Since we're 20 years old, it's like we could do another round of children in 10 years, or we could just do like our next one kind of soon, have our pack, be done. So we'll see. Is how much does it really cost to live in Hawaii, and is there a lot of job opportunities?
Hawaii is one of the most expensive islands to live on in the state of Hawaii.
Yeah, Kauai is the most expensive island to live on in the state of Hawaii. We live here because this is where Naya grew up. He grew up here and on the Big Island. So this is where I got pregnant. This is where we started our life. This is where it's happening right now. This is where we are in our journey. There's so many questions all the time about like why we're living here because it's so expensive and things like that. And this is just how our journey's kind of unfolded. Like we're here right now, but we could be somewhere else in 2 years from now.
But like, you know, it's like, it's expensive, but it's like all relative too, because the job opportunities are there.
Oh, yeah. There's job opportunities and the pay is a lot better than the mainland just because things are more expensive here.
The pay has to be better.
So you can afford to live.
Like I think our minimum wage is like $10 something now.
Yeah, which is so much higher than every
Which
other
is so
state.
much higher than minimum wage, I feel like, in every other of the
In a lot of other states.
lower 48, I would call.
Yeah, I mean, Washington has like $15 an hour and stuff, but there's some states that are really bad.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely gonna film a whole separate video on how we afford to live here in Hawaii really relatively soon and like how we budget and things like that. So that's gonna be coming really soon on this channel. But just to put it shortly, there's kind of quite good job opportunities, but things are really expensive for sure on the higher end. Okay. So, do you ever get negative reactions about having 3 kids at such a young age? Any stories? Oh my gosh, I swear, we
so
get
many
the
times
worst
we've been
reactions
like walking and
sometimes.
like people, it's not even like like
It's
not
not like they're
even
trying to be
like,
rude, but they're just like so fascinated and so mind boggled and so weird.
some people are rude. Some people literally give you the look like oof, look, you were just messing around. Look, you had kids when you were just little.
And look at like your pack.
Yeah.
Like, dang, you like did that quite a few times. And
like, do you have your stuff together? Are you guys actually like, are you really good parents to those kids? You know,
Yeah.
I don't know, like you just feel like people's
judge,
judgment.
yeah, just judging for the age
Yeah.
thing and us looking so young. And I feel like a lot of times people ask me all the time my age too, and it's like, how often do you ask someone their age? You don't ask people their age.
Yeah,
like that's something
I
you
feel
don't
like
ask.
that's like inappropriate.
So it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh when all these other women are like, how old are you? And I'm just like, it doesn't like bug me really, but it's just like funny because I wouldn't ask somebody else that personally.
Yeah, it's pretty rude.
I don't know. It's funny. But any super weird experiences? I guess just everybody all the time. Literally at least every single day I get someone that says, your hands are really full. So,
Are those twins?
or yeah, everyone just thinks we had like 3 separate babies, which whatever, we could have, but yeah. They're twins, so it was only 2 pregnancies. It's a little better, right? Okay. Are there normal schools or only homeschooling people over here? There definitely are normal schools over here. Naya actually went to a normal public school over here. Just the education is the worst of all 50 states here, so basically like
Between
they're 2
Hawaii
years
and
behind
Alaska,
here, right?
where like we compete between, you know, who's the worst.
I get that sometimes there's not another option, but for me, I am definitely going to be homeschooling as long as I can teach them better than the curriculum around, or like if I could afford private school, that'd be amazing, but I have twins and like, you know, so yes, I plan to do a like very creative homeschooling curriculum starting very soon, and I can't wait to document the journey of that. That'll be really fun. Any words about the schooling here, Day?
I mean, I just don't feel like there's enough people that are like open-minded and like have the right style, like methods of teaching that would like be most beneficial for our kids. Especially on this island, it's like everything is really more like outdoor activity orientated, whereas like everyone doesn't really focus on like, you know, I don't know, like education so much as like, oh, are you going surfing, or are you gonna go, you know, to the waterfall, or, you know, whatever the case may be, the hiking trail, or
Yeah.
are you gonna go hunting?
It's just
or
so nature
are you
based
going
around
fishing?
here. People skip school all the time just to go on hiking trips. Do your videos, make money on YouTube. And yes, our videos have made money for about, I don't know how long. Probably since the summertime, right? Is that when we got monetized?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. I think we got monetized in the summertime, but I applied for the monetization like,
It took us so long.
it took like
to
9
get
months to get monetized because it was when the whole Logan Paul thing was going on where there was that whole problem. and they just were
And
being
YouTube was
super
just cracking down hard.
on the monetization thing, so that took a really long time. But yes, our videos on YouTube do make money, and they are super helpful for us financially. It's basically just like, as much as I want to work and as much as I want to put into YouTube, it kind of comes back to us, so that's really cool. You know, I can make the schedule, I can post when I want. The more content I put out, the more helpful it is for us financially. I mean, obviously, but it can make a huge difference the more we post, for sure, for us.
I would say so.
So yeah, it's like if we don't post a lot, it's not so helpful, but if we post a lot, it's very helpful.
And like by helpful, we mean like, you know, not just like pay bills effortlessly, but like being able to do things that we like really want to do.
And save for things.
And not, yeah, and to be able to like save up for things that we like really want.
Like for the
really
longest
need.
time, we couldn't save money for anything. Like everything was just bills constantly. But like, you know, now we have a little bit more flexibility with saving and where our money is going. So that feels really good. But I would just like to say that no one should ever start YouTube for the money, because it took so long for us to get monetized in the first place.
I would say
I enjoy it so much.
Don't do it for the money. It's just like be genuine and do it for the content and do it for the enjoyment and do it to inspire.
To
connect. Do it to like be, you know, be creative and be like an artist and try to inspire people.
Don't even try to inspire,
and like
but
just like
by
touch,
sharing
just
yourself.
by sharing your story to inspire other people from sharing your own, you know, life experience and being able to like, you know, touch people in a way where it gives them like such a feeling where they like, you know, they could be having a bad day and they could watch your video, and just from you sharing your experience, then that gives them this feeling of like, you know, joy. And
yeah.
That's like probably the best thing.
If you love creating and you love sitting down and making those videos, then keep doing it and it will come, it'll all come for you. But yeah, if you're not having fun with it, then it's like there's probably something better you could be doing.
Main thing, do what you like to do. Do what you
like to do, and it will work out.
Yeah.
I really think so. Taking risks sometimes is the best thing you could do. It's just taking that leap. And like, it was scary to start a YouTube channel. Like, people judged me so hard and were so weird about it, but like, I didn't really tell anyone for the longest time. But it's like, I really like it, and I don't really care what people think anymore. I really like let that go too. Biggest challenges in your relationship and how you overcome them. Ooh, juicy. Okay, so I would say that our biggest challenges in our relationship are just like a lack of communication from being so busy and just not really, well, like we've gotten a lot better at this, but not always taking the time to check in with each other and how we're feeling, because we're so caught up in the day to day.
Yeah, I would agree with that. We get so busy that I know that
I mean, he's working, I'm the kids,
I literally
he works
come
full
home
time,
and then
so.
I don't know, like I try to like spend as much
Time with the kids.
Time with as I can, and give them as much attention as I can. And I just feel like at the end of the day, we're just like both so tired that it's like, I don't know. I honestly like forget to, you know, check in with her and be like, how
are you doing? What can I do for you? Because it's like we're so empty sometimes.
So exhausted.
Just how you feel like when you're a parent or when you're doing anything, you can sometimes feel low energy, on empty, and like not really have anything left to give. But like to your significant other, if you just give to them like that little bit of extra something that you have within you, it makes a big difference. And just like how we make time to be together, like have time together, Dyke, what would you say?
What do you mean? Like,
I mean,
like
honestly, the only way we make time to be together is just by making the time, because it's not there.
It's not there, yeah.
It's like I could spend any other moment editing, or he could be doing anything and building something or whatever, but it's like you have to choose to just be present with each other, choose to sit down and watch that show and like unwind and like take it slow.
I definitely say we get our most like time in just watching shows. Not necessarily like that we're so intent on watching the show, but like things will come up while we're watching the show and we'll like we'll spark up a conversation and like, you know, get, you know, intimate with each other like that.
For sure. So when did you realize you were in love with me, Day? Or when did I realize I was in love with you?
I think for me it was like kind of like love at first sight. Not like love at first sight, but like after like a few moments of like sharing like these few like, I don't know, certain moments with you, I just felt like this deep-rooted connection.
I know, it was like always just like this weird feeling of, I just knew we were meant to be together in this one way. Like even any time I would like try to deny it, I just felt like drawn to you. And like I left Hawaii actually for a little bit, and then I came back and I just like, I still was just so drawn to you. Just love you. And it's like, it wasn't even like a physical thing for me. Like, it's like your heart was just my heart, and I just needed your heart.
Yeah, I just remember like, I would just get even excited just for when you would just, you know, I would be done with school and you would come over and you would walk the door and I would just see you and I would just like, yeah, my fate would just let, my
No, like
face
he
would
used to
light
be
up.
so different. He used to be like such a little kid around me and like so into it. Like,
Yeah.
like he's not that into it now. No, but you used to like me so much. It was so cute, eh, when you liked me lots.
I was like a puppy dog in love.
He was, and it was so cute. A lot of people say, why do you still nurse Ever? And they want to know why I'm still nursing Everly. And truth be told, I'm nursing her because I am, and she wants to nurse, and we're not done yet. I don't know like what else to say about that. I think extended breastfeeding is great. Go as long as you and your child choose to go, and nobody should ever shame you for that. I just don't really like see the point in the breastfeeding shaming, because everyone just has their own journey. You don't really know until you're going through it. And every child is so different too, and their needs. And it's just clear to me that she's not done nursing yet. And I have no problem with it. So yeah, she still co-sleeps with us. And then another big question is if she, like where she's gonna sleep, like when she's big and whatnot. And a lot of people suggest that she just goes in the boys' room and stuff like that. And we're kind of we kind of want to make like a corner in our room with a day bed for her and like a sweet area for her first before she ever got a room. So I think that's a few years down the line.
Yeah.
She's not really in need of a room right now. So yeah, that's answering those. If we could live anywhere in the world, where would we live? Well, it's like we haven't traveled, and where do we want to travel to the most? I definitely want to go to Australia, the first place I want to go to, just because it's kind of easy. It's like not too far, and I just...
I think I would rather go to New Zealand
viewers.
than
You
Australia
would?
first.
Well, you kind of got to go to both if you're going to go to one, right? Because they're right
Yeah.
there, and you're making the trip.
New Zealand for sure.
Kind of top on my list. I love Jinty Fell. She's my favorite
Australia.
YouTuber, so, and she's over there.
I mean, honestly, like, I kind of want to go, like, I mean, not everywhere,
I
but,
do,
like,
there's so many places we want to go.
like, the main places. I mean, like, you know,
Indonesia, Iceland,
Greece,
Greece, because my sister's there having twins.
Ireland.
Ireland, because we got those Irish roots. Germany, because I'm
Scotland.
German, never been there.
Yeah. Germany.
I'd love to like go to Japan. Like there's so many places I would love to take my kids, and I want to take. Yeah, I would just.
Nepal.
I want to see our 3 babies like bouncing around the world. That'd
Yeah.
be very adorable.
Looking forward to that.
Baby names. I really don't know about baby names, and if the ones that I seriously would consider,
Lashandra.
the ones that I would seriously consider, I don't know if I would talk about them. Like I love how Keika and Coda go sweetly together, and like Everly and her sister would have names that go sweetly together. Not that it would necessarily be an E name, but it would just like flow and sound pretty with it. A lot about our diet, like how we eat. Basically our diet is pretty balanced. I only buy organic food, so we eat all organic. Naya does like red meat. Me and the kids don't eat red meat. We eat cheese and eggs and yogurt.
I eat red meat occasionally. It's not all the time. Like every once in a little while I'll have some. I don't feel like it's totally healthy to constantly be
Primarily plant-based.
to
You said.
digest. You eat primarily
Yeah, but
plant-based.
even you have come a long way from where you used to. Okay, so the camera just stopped, so if we're in a different place, that's why. But then there's just a lot of questions about the house, and basically we just signed a year lease on this house. But
1 year.
the owner told us we can stay here as long as we want to. He wants to live in this house like once he's paid it off and stuff like that. Like basically we're paying his mortgage, obviously. And but he said that's not gonna be for like 10 years. So he said we could stay there till then if we wanted to, but we probably won't. Obviously, we're not gonna stay here for 10 years. And then just like our plans with the garden, we're gonna try to get the most self-sustainable as we possibly can with our garden space. We're gonna build garden beds and start growing a few things. Naya just is gonna plant a banana tree There's already a tangerine tree and a lychee tree and a cherry tree. He just planted two cherry trees, and I'm gonna grow romaine, and we have cilantro growing, and I'm just gonna do a bunch of different herbs and just everything that can flourish in Hawaii. I want to grow it because I want to be the most self-sustainable that we possibly can. So
maybe we could like say a few things that do really well growing in Hawaii.
Tell me, babe.
Like lettuce, collard greens do really well. Not that necessarily that we like to eat it, but chard.
Ooh, I don't like chard.
Chard
guys.
does really well.
In juice though, you can juice it well.
Kale. A lot of your dark leafy greens do really well here. The climate is really sustainable for dark leafy greens and vegetables. It's actually like one of the biggest things I feel like people come here for is the farming aspect of the island.
Yeah, for sure. I think so.
And a lot of people do come here to like learn how to farm and grow food and fruits and vegetables better.
Did having children strengthen your relationship? I want to answer this question because 100% it did.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, what is a relationship before you have children with each other?
It's like, I feel like a baby could sort of make or break it. Like if you don't already have a solid foundation. Like a baby could definitely not make things better. A baby doesn't always make things better.
It just really depends on, the strength of your belief in each other.
Yeah,
that you're going to be able to like back each other up and make this journey together, because if you don't do it together, it's really not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Definitely, if you're not on the same page as your significant other and you're the other person you're parenting with, that's not cool. We've both gone through so much growth individually, just like being as young as we are and just being a human being, constantly growing, and then growing together and kind of, I don't know, it's just interesting to see how we're morphing as people. I definitely think that our relationship is getting a lot more like mature. The communication is a lot better than it used to be. There's just not as many like small little tiffs. There's not like, we don't irritate each other as much. We love each other so much, like for who we are, but then we also just like choose to fully like accept each other for all the things, you know?
Yeah.
Like we love each other, but it's also like we make the choice to accept each other for everything. So I feel like we both have consciously made the choice to grow and to, better ourselves to be better for each other. Yeah. That made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go, making sense. You mentioned you were raised in Cali. Why'd you move to Hawaii? Basically, I followed my sister at 15 years old. Don't even know. I love my parents so much. My mom was in Texas at the time. I said, can I move with my sister in Hawaii? I did. Then I met Naya, got pregnant like a year later. Yes. It's missing being around all their family now that we've moved out of our in-laws. They talk about them a lot, but it's okay because we're gonna see them all the time. We're not far away. It's totally cool. Yeah. Favorite fruit, lighthearted question. Go.
Definitely, I really get torn between lychee and mango. It literally just depends on which day, I wake up and how I'm feeling, but I'm torn between a lychee and a mango.
Mine is a lychee or a green apple or green grape or watermelon. Yeah. Do you ever plan on marrying Naya? He seems ready. Honestly, I'm not the biggest marriage person. I totally respect it and I understand it and I get marriage. But for me, it's just so much more than like having to do those physical things like sign papers, have a wedding. But it's just like, I have this whole idea of if and when I get married, it's gonna be like so perfect. That's why I just can't comprehend just getting married. Because to me, it's like we're so committed to each other already. It's just like, I wouldn't do it just to do it.
My parents never got married.
Mine didn't either, so. How do you stay energized and keep up with your 3 little ones? I'm exhausted with just my one baby. I am so exhausted all the time too. I definitely have moments of feeling really exhausted, and it's just taking the time to rejuvenate, whatever that means for you, so you like so you feel content and can keep going, so you feel happy.
I would recommend just literally, I know it's hard, but like take 10 or 15 minutes for yourself.
More than that, probably. I mean, you need an hour probably.
Bare minimum, 10 to 15 minutes.
For me, it's just like as long as I feel fulfilled and kind of like I am doing something that makes me feel good, and like for me, that a lot of that is like filming and editing videos. Like that is so fulfilling to me and makes me happy, and so that gives me energy. Like doing things that make me happy give me energy. So like even just being with my kids, I get more energy sometimes. But like I'll start the day kind of slow and sluggy, but then like once I get going, it really pumps me up if I just go. Or just like around the house. My recommendation, if you're lacking energy, go out in nature.
Stay in motion. Like we've all learned this in school.
Yeah, like go out in nature.
Going and doing physical activities to get your heart rate going, then your endorphins and your adrenaline kick in and you have more energy.
So that's what I would say. I mean, like I don't do coffee lately at all, or like anything to do the energy.
I haven't had
well.
any caffeine in like 3 weeks now, and feeling good. I don't
need it at
feel
all.
Yeah, I don't feel any weird like. I would say like the first week I had really strong cravings, but now I'm craving free of caffeine.
So why do you call your boyfriend Daddy? This is like, I've already answered this like kind of a lot of times. But basically, it started off as Bubby, and then it went to Bub, and then it went to Dub, and then it turned into Daddy. And that's really the story. Like that's all it is to it, and that's all we've ever called each other. It's very odd. We'd never like called each other by.
And then where I even started it from, it was because I watched this Cartoon Network show, The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, and one of the characters on there is a big blue whale, and her name is Bubby.
Oh. Well, Bubby's like a common, like...
That's where I got Bubby from. That's where I got Bubby from, and that's why I started calling her Bubby.
Okay. I think the last question I'm going to answer right now is, how do I like being a stay-at-home mom? And basically, like, my kids are my pride and joy, and I love the stay-at-home mom thing. I really do. But after, like, about a year or so of being a stay-at-home mom, I just, like, needed a little bit more. Like, I needed something for myself, an outlet, like a hobby or something for myself. Like, it couldn't just be for me, my kids 24/7. Like, they are my everything, obviously, but I needed something for me. And so, like, that's why YouTube is a great outlet for me. Whatever it is that kind of sparks joy for you outside of your kids is, like, it's really, like, important, I think, if you're a stay-at-home mom, to have something that you enjoy. Yeah, so there were so many questions. So if we didn't get to your question next time, just ask it again on Instagram and we'll get back to you. But thank you guys so much for all of your questions. There were so many great ones, so many juicy ones. We just wanted to kind of answer the most frequently asked ones. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A, and if you did, give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more. Bye!
Aloha.